So this is an energy update, which is probably going to be quite a deep dive. So I invite you to get comfortable. You may want to press pause, go and put kettle on, come back. But this is a deep dive. I've also been offline for a while because I've been in a very, very deep transformational process, which we all have been in. And I'm going to be doing a video on that, the dark night of the soul versus the deep transformational process. They're two very different things. People think they're in the dark night of the soul. They're not. We're in deep transformation. Transformation is tough and it has its own process to it. So I'm going to do a separate video on that. But this leads me into a very, very monumentally big energy update. So I'm just going to get stuck into it as quick as possible because there's a lot that I want to share with you today. Because I've been offline. I've been very, very ascension sick, like for about 2.5 weeks. Physically purging, Schumann resonance has been really high. Lots of us have just like can't talk, don't want to journal, just been in my space and physically purging through the solar plexus because the eclipse energy is just really solar plexus, solar sun. It's all connected, right? And that's our will, our seat of power. It's where our negative emotions sit as well. And of course, how we digest our experience because it's connected to the digestive system as well. So we've had a lot going on. So it hasn't been the time to be out there. It's been the time to be in here, right? Because that's what transformation is, going inward, not outward, right? So I want to share this energy update is a little bit different to normal because, as you know, I am not an astrologer and I don't claim to be either because sometimes I'm like, don't quote me on this, but I get it right. I do quite well. But anyway, I wanted to share with you a collective, a group which I follow, which I think are absolutely fantastic and so accurate, moonomens.com. Now, they do beautiful, amazing, so on point daily affirmations as well, but they do the most on point reports. Now, these are the guys that I don't follow many people, but I follow these guys. And they send me a newsletter and so on and so forth. And the only reason I'm running my energy update with them is because their stuff is so on point. I'd already written out what I was going to share with you guys today to do with energy update, and it was on point with what the astrological things were saying. So I thought, well, now I can give you accurate quotes from Moon Omens and give you the gospel according to Marie. So I'm going to run like this today, a little bit different, but really lines up. So get yourself comfortable and I shall begin. So Jupiter and Uranus, okay, so is mixed in there with Taurus, okay, so this very, very, very powerful astrological date was the 20th of April and the 21st, and it's probably the most powerful because it's conjunct, which means two planets are exactly lined up. And this brings massive manifestation power, right, to come through for us to work with. Now, manifestation isn't always literal, okay? It's not always about like, right, okay, I have to go and write that thing, imagine that thing, feel that thing, and, write 20 million pages on my journal. No, manifestation can come from you just finally being super quiet, lying still in your garden. I lay on my tree stump in my garden the whole day yesterday, and I just stared at the clouds and I spoke and I channeled out loud what it is that I wanted to create and what I wanted to leave behind. That presence alone is enough. Every time I journaled to try and bring something through, I felt sick because that's the way I've always done it. And this whole manifestation weekend, this brand new, let's call it a triad, Jupiter, Uranus, and Taurus, these three guys coming together is bringing a brand new, we're not doing the old way anymore, there's a brand new something coming. It's all about change. It's all about transformation. 2024 is the year of transformation. It's the year of the dragon, fire, alchemy, all of the above, right? So I'm quoting the Moon Omens here and what they said, and I'm in full agreement with this. So Taurus, and I'm reading from my notes here, so excuse me when I look down. Taurus is all about what is tangible, solid, and long-lasting, right? So growth and change is the Jupiter and Uranus, okay? Comfort and stability is Taurus. So what we've got going on there is basically, something that we want to build. I'm always talking about building the legacy. I'm also talking about the Heka Codes, which is alchemy. Intention plus action equals creation, right? So essentially, Taurus is bringing through that, right, it's now time to land. We're going to create something. We're going to build those pyramids. But then, of course, we can't just be physical. We have to tap into this as well. So with growth and change. Now, if we are fearful of change, then we ain't going to move out the starting gates to do with anything. So there's a lot of energy that's coming up this weekend to do with they're kind of a little bit of an opposing force because you've got like Jupiter and Uranus saying, right, okay, let's do this. Let's basically change everything. Do you know what I mean? And just like go for it. But then you've got like, Taurus, which is basically saying, well, we have to pitch up now and do something that's like stable. We have to take action. And that makes things a bit scary, and it can put you in a bit of a tailspin, right? So finding the comfort, safety, and support in the change, because we have to harmonize these. So growth and change, Jupiter and Uranus, that's a lot. Comfort and stability is Taurus. So comfort and stability is kind of right now in the shadow of like, well, this is how we've always done it. I don't want to change. And now Jupiter and Uranus are going, well, growth and change, this is the way we're going. So do you see? But if we bring them into the light and we understand and we become a bit more gentle with our inner child, and we understand that they are shit scared about change, even though they don't want to stay here anymore, we can actually go, okay, have a conversation with them. Just like, change is a bit scary, but change is also radical. Imagine letting go of all that shit you don't want to do anymore. Imagine like change, kind of like bringing all of those dreams and desires. 4 journals ago that you were writing about that. What about that landing now? What if there's a doorway to all of this? And we have to pacify ourselves, and we have to nurture and heal ourselves in our relationship to what change means, because change is scary and we're creatures of habit. So we need to acknowledge that, pacify it, but then to go and do it anyway, right? So these have to harmonize, right? So as I say, finding the comfort, safety, and support in the change. Now, I've realized that I have been very stuck. I've been very stammering on the edge. Now, I thought it was lack of motivation. That's what it can feel like, lack of inspiration. And I'm sat here and I've got all of these brand new ideas and brand new things that I'm about to action. I'm about to go to Egypt in 3-4 weeks. It's a brand new timeline. And as we get to June and beyond in 2024, everything's going to change. So we're getting super close, and we've kind of got this far, and now we've really got to take that jump. We're like, whoa, hang on a minute. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. And somebody or something needs to come and kick us in the ass. So we just push through now, because it's that, well, shit. Okay, we've been talking about this for so long. Now that change is here, and we can do it because it's tangible, because there's things that are right in our eye line that we can pick up or do, or we can touch it, right? It's right there. Fuck, it's real. This is real. Oh my God, I don't know whether I want this now, because like it's changed. That's what it means. But we've been so comfortable in talking about this timeline coming. It's now here. So we literally have to put our money where our mouth is. You know what I mean? So questioning, reevaluating, what are we doing here? Like as conscious creators as well, I want to go into that. I've sat here and gone, right, okay, my game plan is to work with all of the people that are the manifestors in the world. And I want to kind of work with the teachers, and I want to do this and I want to do that and the other. And this is my movement. I'm going to take people to Egypt. And I've sat here and I've gone, what am I doing? Like, what's my message? So I'm actually questioning my message. Now, I've chased this for so long that sometimes the thing that you chase, you need to take a hot minute, take a moment, and actually question yourself in everything. Am I still following that and chasing that because it's what I've always chased? Have you stopped and asked yourself, is that even relevant anymore? Do I want to do that? And I've come up with some few little things where I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not actually, no, I grew out of that a long time ago, but I've forgotten to ask whether it was still relevant. So there's a little bit of tidying up, questioning, reevaluating, and then reconfiguring to the new plan, right? So Taurus represents simplicity and practicality, okay? So we want simplicity in our lives now. So you're cutting away all the fluff by asking all these questions. Do I really want to be in this relationship? Did I want to live in this house, or do I want to go? What do you want? What do you want? What is it that you're here for? Do you know, the other day I came to this and I was just like, do you know what? All of this, the videos, and I try and stick to a strategy, but I didn't do very well because I keep going off radar with transformation. But it's like, I'm like, actually, do you know what? I just want to sit with like-minded people, bang a drum, sit around a fire, eat food, say fuck a lot, laugh, and just basically be a goddess and just enjoy what I do, help people, do videos, whatever. When did it become so hard and so big and the mission? Do you know what I mean? I just want to be happy. I want to sit cross-legged on the floor and eat food with my hands. That's what I want to do. And I think that's the wish for all of us, right? Which can be done, but it was just like the mission. So we have to change our relationship with all of this. So this is what Taurus is asking us. What does the stability factor look like? What does the plan? What is the, oh my gosh. If I could tell you, the biggest hawk of the neighborhood, because there's one really big boy that flies around this place. Is literally, I could reach out and touch him because there's a window behind here. He's just flown past. Now I know I get hawks a lot here because I'm in the woods, but that was epic. So Horus has just flown past and just said, yeah, absolutely on point. Okay. So what is the vision? We're talking about the vision, and he flew past. Okay. So what is the vision? Like, what is the idea? Okay. Reevaluate that, go back to that and ask the question, because we don't want to be all of this complexity anymore, because it ain't that hard. You want to lose weight? All of these, like going down these rabbit holes to eat certain ways, do certain things. No, it's real simple. Just eat the food that's aligned with you. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, ask the question, use a pendulum, whatever. It's like cut through the bullshit, cut through all the noise and the intensity. And the only way you can do that is by listening to your inner voice, letting go of everybody else's opinions, even mine in your life. And just, you are the best one to know exactly what's up. So go and sit your ass on the grass, go and cut everything out of your life for a week and just listen, and you'll be surprised as to what comes up, So coming back into our bodies, that's again simplicity. Now, yesterday I was channeling through the Essenes, which I do need to actually share that channel, but I was just sat listening to them, and they were like, celebrate life. Celebrate. There he goes again. Thank you. Celebrate life. Love spirit medicine. Celebrate life. Celebrate being in the physical body. Celebrate the change of the seasons. Now it's just turning into winter here, and I was like, it's so cold. And then I sat there in the cold all day on my tree stump, watching the leaves falling down upon me. And they were like, celebrate the change in seasons. You are being witness to death and rebirth at its most refined, elegant hour. Celebrate movement in the body. Celebrate qigong. Celebrate yoga. So I went for a run yesterday, and I don't usually run. And I was like, oh my God, I can run. Isn't this great? I started to, instead of thinking, oh my God, my legs are burning, I was like, listen to the heartbeat. Listen to the airs coming in and out of my chest. I clicked into something different. And the Essenes were saying, like, this is so sacred. And this is where everything is, but it's everywhere we don't want to be. So this coming into heaven and earth, as above, so below, so within, so without, we're coming into the physical body. And that is what Taurus is getting us to embody. So all of our wishes, all of our desires can't stay up there anymore. So Taurus is pulling all of that down so we can bring it into the physical body, so we can embody it. And once it's embodied, then it is manifested, right? Okay, so now, I move on to feeling safe in your own body. So how do we feel safe in our own bodies? How do we do that? Because we're all star seeds, and we basically, the last thing we want to do is be here half the time, So I'm going to give you a couple of things here which you can actually add into your life, which is going to make a significant change in your energy and your frequency. And it must be done in the morning. As if you got work, get up earlier. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to do. Feeling safe in your body. Kundalini yoga is the best thing. Kundalini yoga, put your hands out here. That kind of thing. That kind of thing, Jai Dev, he's a brilliant teacher. There's other teachers out there, but Kundalini yoga gives you such a sense of embodiment in the physical body. It will help you be here, okay? Breath work. 10-minute workouts with your old breath work. Breathing will take you out of your mind and into your physical body, okay? Avoid plant medicines. Look, if you're suffering from depression and you've got some major things going on and you're microdosing, don't stop that. Carry on working with that. But at this particular moment, if you are just somebody who just likes to work with plant medicine a lot and you do it often, I'm a very strong advocate that one must work with the medicine when you're called. If you're on your mat every month, there could be an issue with your process, because what that's going to do is going to take you out of this reality. And what we need to understand is here is in the body. So if you are going to work with plant medicine, I suggest maybe if you want to carry on and you still want to work with that vibe because you enjoy it, maybe just do a smaller amount in your plant medicine so you can be more embodied in the physical body while you tap into the other realms. But in all honesty, in this current critical timeline of where we're coming into the physical, you want to be present here. I think that the absolute divinity and consciousness that we're tapping into has to come from the filter of you and you alone. No assistives right now, none whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel that you need to know yourself here. Look, working with a bit of happy, I do that from time to time. Do you know what I mean? Like mellow vibes, cool beans. But if you work with those kind of frequencies quite a lot, I would say maybe just step back from that a little bit, because we need to be here. Okay. So Jupiter is earthly wisdom, okay? And Uranus is wisdom coming in from your higher realms, different dimensions and timelines. So I'm going to say that again. Jupiter, Earth. Uranus, up here. That's the as above, so below, right? All of this information I'm sharing with you is factual because it comes from moon omens. How interesting, because I have been channeling Yeshua recently, and he was saying the kingdom of heaven is within you. In fact, the most recent channel that I recorded and put some nice music in the background, he was talking about coming in and meeting you by traveling through the conscious, the heart of one, the cosmic heart. Coming into the cosmic heart is your entry system into your Christ consciousness, unconditional love, all of the above. This is the portal. I believe that the heart is now merging up to the cosmic heart, to the heart of one, and that is our entry point to it all. So once we enter into this place, then the kingdom of heaven is within you. And in the channel, Yeshua said, I agreed, or did he say, I vowed to meet you when heaven met the earth. And here I stand next to you. And I believe it's because we are now at a place where we can enter into here through the heart of one. That's where he said he was going to meet us. That's the Christ consciousness codes and the portal. So now Jupiter is saying earthly wisdom meets Uranus, which is wisdom coming in from higher realms, different dimensions, different timelines. So in a way, that's kind of like quite a grounding. It's a cosmic and earthly connection with these two planets. So commit to doing what it takes to manifest. So it says here, Jupiter and Uranus commit to doing, I've circled doing, commit to doing what it takes to manifest our future visions and dreams one step at a time. So going back to Jupiter, Earth, okay, Uranus, bringing those two worlds together. This is the Heka Codes. This is how we work. We work with Sia, who is vision. Then we bring in Hu, who is the second creator god. Human means bringing the divine into the physical. So we start to bridge the gap, right? And then Heka is magic and medicine. It's the full alchemical explosion of boom, there's your manifestation. So Jupiter and Uranus are kind of talking about the same thing with a big dollop of Taurus, right? Makes sense. It's all the same, right? So now they say, Jupiter and Uranus commit to doing what it takes to manifest our future visions and dreams one step at a time. We don't need to look at the top of the mountain. We just need to look at the path in front of us and enjoy taking those steps and understand and know that trust in absolute everything, even if you're in a funky shit energy right now, trust that it has a reason. That's what I got lying for 2.5 weeks, day in, day out. Couldn't make it past 10 o'clock in the morning, in bed, absolute mess. Do you know what I mean? And in it, I kept saying to myself, this has a purpose, this has a reason. And I relinquished control to the process in every single step. And I thought, well, eventually this will go and this is fine. Surrender, surrender, surrender. So your higher self knows exactly what's going on. You're going to get there and you're being led anyway. So the more you can trust, the less you're going to look at the top of the mountain because you know you're going to get there anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I always liken it to when you order a burger at a restaurant, you give your order to the waitress. Do you stop talking to your friend, follow her into the kitchen, look over the chef's shoulder, make sure he's doing your onions and just like, do you manage the whole thing? No, you give your order and you go, thank you so much. You carry on enjoying your time with your friend. You're thinking, God, I'm starving, but I'll be fed just now. There's a trust in what you've asked for will come. So it's exactly the same. So I really encourage you to work with that analogy because sometimes when it's too woo-woo wah-wah, as I say, it gets too big. Look at the more earthly things where you've got extreme trust. Like you know that the sun's going to set. You know that the sun's going to rise. You know that the leaves are going to fall off the trees. It's just a given. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know that you're going to, I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like whatever you do every day, which you just trust and know is going to happen, tap into that feeling because that's your trust. So all of those things that happen effortlessly, the only reason they happen effortlessly is because you have, implicit trust for it. You know what I mean? So expand that feeling and energy out to the bigger stuff as well. Just because it's bigger doesn't mean that it's not going to happen for you. So now we kind of like going deeper into the theory that I kind of just shared with you. God, this is a masterclass of no hope keeping up. Okay, so we have heaven as above, let's say, cosmos, right? And we have earth, okay? So we have Taurus, all right? So Taurus, Uranus, and Jupiter, all right? So that's the triad, All right. So the Taurus is kind of like what's bringing it all together in the physical. And as I said, the Uranus and Jupiter is the as above, so below. That is where the two worlds meet. So I'm not going to go into it in too much depth because I've just explained that. But I just want to revisit that because let's take it back to the eclipse energies now. Where is your solar plexus? There. Okay. So now, for me, that's where the two worlds meet. Now, I know they say the heart is kind of the significant line which tells you that's your upper chakras and that's your lower chakras. Yes and no. But like right now, the solar plexus, which is the sun chakra, your seat of will, power, it's the chakra of Sekhmet, okay? Sekhmet transmutes in her belly. She eats the shadow. In fact, she hunts it. She eats the shadow. She transmutes it in her belly. You know, we're getting our fire together now, right? This is our center of will. We're claiming our fire. We're claiming our power so we can proclaim it, right? So this is what I have said has always got to happen. It's happening, right? And now the solar plexus is significant of where the two worlds meet. So it's almost like, you know, what did I say? The Jupiter is the earth. Okay, so in fact, Jupiter's down there and Uranus is above. So it's kind of like they're both coming together to meet in the solar plexus. Kaboom. Sun. And remember, sun is masculine. Okay, moon is feminine. Sun is masculine. So it's just like really coming into the balance. The divine masculine is going through a huge healing right now. I'm speaking to many people about that. Control is being relinquished, which means the allowance of the divine feminine coming in is more so, you know? So it's all to do with union. So now I've spoken about the Heka Codes, Sia, Hu, and Heka. Now this is the alchemical formula I work with on my mentorships to actually everything I'm talking about now is the Heka Codes. It is energy insists on order, which is why Ma'at is very much in this whole big mix of, you know, Ma'at is the goddess, the Egyptian goddess of law, cosmic truth, okay, order, justice, balance. Now, Sekhmet and Hathor and other gods and goddesses are upholders of Ma'at. I mean, but I'm just going to go with Sekhmet because she is most definitely my main goddess, and she is the one that really guides me and shows me where I've got to just like pull my socks up a little bit. But Sekhmet has been bringing Ma'at into my solar plexus to help me regain balance. Okay, so if you think about it, balance, as above, so below. That's where the solar plexus line is, right? So this is where the Heka Codes comes in. It brings balance and order and ma'at to your creative process. So when you work with the Heka Codes, we have to have the vision. We have to make sure that ma'at is present in there, that you have a balanced, clear, very, very, very clear as clarity can go, vision, an idea, so you can have an intention, a powerful intention, because that creates energy. Because when you can think through the mental body of something amazing, that brings feeling. So good feeling then steps into the manifestation process of now being able to create your one runway. So basically the pathway on which you walk upon when you start to bring that idea, okay, into the physical. That's Hu, okay? And then as we get into Heka, the third and final thing, it's like, you know, getting to the other side of this, which is where you've literally worked with the magic and medicine, and your alchemy is just turned base metal into gold, you know, and it's really quite basic. And that is what Uranus and Jupiter is showing us right now with the help of Taurus. How do we bring thoughts into things? And that is why this weekend is, I should have called it the Heka Codes weekend, actually, because this is what it is. So now as I step in, Hu is basically the divine into the physical, because Hu is the god that breathes life into your creation. And true story here, as you saw a glitch in the video, my software just stops working, keeps doing it to me since we've been in these crazy energies. And I tell you what, I am not stopping this video for anyone. I've been waiting for about a month to be able to record a video, and I'm not stopping. So I'm going to continue talking about Hu. Okay, so moving on. So as I was just saying, Hu is the second phase of the Heka Codes, which, like I say, is quite crazy, or not really, that the Heka Codes is very, very much snap, because it's the triad, it's the three, it's the power of three, which is alchemy. Taurus, Uranus, Jupiter, Sia, Hu, and Heka. So Hu is all about bringing divine into the physical, Hu, man. Hu is divine, man is the physical. So this is really what's happening, where the two worlds are meeting right now, that it's happening. We're going through an embodiment process, right? And that is what the true transformation is all about. Transforming from one thing to another, from base metal to gold, you know, from energy to physical matter. That is alchemy. So we are actually our own creators creations right now, and it's pretty rad and amazing. If you can sit and observe this transformational process, if you can be still enough, otherwise you just miss it. But this is what's happening. So now, when we come to the manifestation process, we speak about it so much, don't we? Oh, I manifested this, I manifested that. It's kind of hard because your head can get very involved in it, but energy loves order. And that is why when we break down Taurus, Uranus, Jupiter, and we understand things like that, or we break down the Heka Codes, Seer, Hugh, and Heka, it gives a very, very creative, orderly map and compass on how to land energy into something, okay? So it becomes something. So this is really assistive, rather than just sat there for hours in lotus pose or with your legs crossed and just going, my hips are really sore, I'm just going to try and manifest. Like, that's not really what it is. It's like, energy loves order. And this is why these divine masculine templates are here to help us. The 7 hermetic principles, the Heka Codes, the 3-stage alchemical processes, whatever. It's all here to help us because we need the divine masculine and the divine feminine to come together, which brings order. And that is why Ma'at is very present at the moment. Ma'at is the goddess of cosmic truth, law, order, and balance. And this is totally this. If we are living by the laws of Ma'at, of which she has 42, by the way, but if we're living in that way, okay, with Ma'at in our highest integrity, that's the order to the chaos. And then that lands into that and everything has its place and then everything just flows. So it does have to pass through the mental body. It's very, very important that we pass through the law of mentalism, because a lot of us speak about, oh, the ego mind is the problem. It's actually not. The ego mind is a problem if it's talking shit to you, okay? But if we give it something to do, instead of giving it naughtiness to get up to, give it a mandala to color, then it's focused and it's working with you and for you, okay? So for us to manifest anything, it has to go through the mental body. So thoughts into things, very important. We have to start at the core root of manifestation, which is here. You have to think, that's where the intention comes from. But thoughts need to be good, okay? Because this is the filter it works through, okay? And then energy flows into something magical, amazing, or not, all depending on what you're going on up here, okay? So that is really, really important that we do bring the mind into this, okay? Because the mind is the mental body, and the mental body is the thing that's going to make you feel a certain kind of way. So if you think of anger or somebody has really pissed you off, you're going to feel anger in your body, and that's what you're going to manifest from. That's the energy that's your contribution to the universe. That's what it reads. But if you think powerful things like, there ain't nothing stopping me now. I know this is going to happen and it's going to look like this, and it just gets me so excited, because imagine when it lands, it's going to look like this. This is your mind thinking about it. And then the excitement is basically activated from the mind. Get it? So it's really, really important that this is on point, right? So we can feel good, because that is the energy that the universe is going to work with, right? So now, seeing the present with new eyes that has always been there. Now, this again is quoting from the moon, from the Taurus and Uranus energies. Taurus, Uranus, and Jupiter energies. This is what Moon Omens was saying. This is what's going to happen by working with these frequencies this weekend. Seeing the present with new eyes, that which has always been there. Okay, so that's the thing. Each time we've gone through these transformation processes, we're wiping the sleep out the eyes. We're wiping the sleep out the eyes. That you've been seeking has always been there. It's just been buried. And I liken it to moving into an old Victorian house. We go into the house and we go, Jesus, this 1960s wallpaper is disgusting. The fireplace needs work. What do? We pull out the fireplace, and before you know it, you've taken back layers upon layers. How many layers of old-fashioned wallpaper have we got? How many layers of bricks have we got here? And then before you know it, you get right to the base layer, and behind it is this absolutely beautiful classic fireplace with all of the original features. And you're like, who would want to cover this up? So we spit and polish it and we restore it. We restore it to its original foundation, i.e. original source codes. That's what we're doing. That's what we have been doing. Taking back the layers. Oh, shine. Okay? So that's why we never gave up, because we just knew that this is what it looks like. So when heaven meets the earth, oh, you get the gist, right? So that by going through that process, seeing the present with new eyes, which is going to be gifted to us with Uranus and Jupiter, if you allow it, and then not being scared of this change, knowing that transformation isn't scary. It's absolutely wonderful, but we do have to go through a little bit of bumps here and there. But it's wonderful, and it's the very pathway that we want to go through, right? It is that. That will then remove the negative energies and the negative belief systems. Because as soon as something good happens and you allow it, that brings a new belief system, does it not? Oh, I actually did a little bit of that, took my foot off the gas, and I actually trusted quite a lot. And this actually turned out okay. So what I'm sharing with you now is knowledge. I'm saying to you, try this, try that, try this. And some things are like, yeah, no, whatever. Some things you take from this and you're like, yeah, that lands with me. I think I might give that a whirl. So you give that knowledge a whirl, which means you start to practice it and give it a go and see if it works for you. Then all of a sudden it does. Something comes out of it. Some good outcome comes of it. Then that's wisdom. So you have just worked with alchemy. You've taken knowledge to wisdom. Now it's a thing. Okay. So it's all the same. So seeing the present with new eyes, that which has always been there, the removal of negative belief systems. Okay. Because you cannot create or manifest while you are in doubt. Okay. So just to remind you, mental alchemy meditation, go have a look on there. It's on my YouTube, and work with that, because this cleans it in a heartbeat. Transforms all of this stuff in a heartbeat. One meditation, done. And then as soon as you've done that, you'll know that you can do it anytime throughout the day, and you can just, because that's all it is, it's just energy. You just want to release this energy so we can come back and rejoin the high vibe stuff, right? Because it's just hot air, you know? So now, my final thing, Jupiter and Uranus equals authenticity. It is also highlighting this massive web of deceit, lies, illusion that is coming up within each and every one of us. None of us are exempt. I've also been called on my own bullshit, okay? All the way to the bigger stuff where people are controlling and holding on to outer authority because they don't want to face their shadow. And I'm talking about teachers, people, places, whatever, teachers in places with people, if you know what I mean. And that's across the board. That's with governments, that's with institutions, that's with the spiritual hierarchy, as I call it. Do you know what I mean? It's all of us. There are places in every single part of this world right now where we are so severely disempowered, and it's too big for us to really try and make a dent. But what's happening is through the planetary shifts and the collective consciousness coming together, as long as we do our inner work, we are slowly releasing it. Because we are only locked into this big collective of being disempowered because you've got kind of let's just call them the elites. And I'm calling them the elites across the bat, across the whole, there's a top layer, right? There's a top shelf. Then there's this, then there's this, then there's us, or whatever. Look at it like that. This top shelf has had power all the way through. And that's banks, institutions, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, all of the stuff. So the only reason that they have power over us is because we've given them our power. If we were all to turn our backs on them all on the same day, they come crashing down. The only person that somebody can be famous, the only reason they're famous is through adoration. So where does the adoration come from? The people, okay? Wars can only be fought if they've got armies. And who are the people that make up the armies? Us. So if we say no, no war. Who are they going to fight with? Each other? Send the fucking presidents in there. They're going to go fight their own wars. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have so much power. So we can't go. This is the thing. People are like, right, I'm going to expose them. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. This isn't what's being asked of us. No, 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 no. This is what's being asked of us. Do your inner work, okay? Change those belief systems. A little bit of a drip in the ocean, as you might see it, might not do much, but it's not a drip in the ocean. That causes an absolute tsunami of change, right? If you transform, you're a free thinker. If I transform, I'm a free thinker. If they transform, they're free thinkers. We all link arms. We are not invested in any powers that actually hold on to outer authority. We, by going into our inner authority, have disengaged from that. They have no power. So it's not about going toe to toe with them. In fact, they're an absolute gift for us because they're the ones who are just saying like, they don't realize it, but they're kind of encouraging us to go within because this doesn't taste nice. We're going to go in here. So do the inner work with this. Know that you are such an integral part of the tapestry. And I always liken it to this. Remember that knitting you used to do when you were at school? Drop a stitch, hold it up, look shit. There's a big hole there. And you're like, mother buffer, I've got to start again. And it's really annoying because you've done all of your knitting all the way through. But that stitch is resemblant of one person, okay? Because if that person doesn't come and join, it matters. You matter. I matter. We can't knit a beautiful patchwork blanket or a scarf and have it look beautiful without you. It's not possible because that's a stitch dropped. So no man left behind. So each and every one of us, including you, is deeply significant in this process. So doing that inner work, is it going to make a difference? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, because we are all one consciousness and we are all mass consciousness. So what you do for yourself, you do for me. Thank you very much and blessings. But you see what I'm saying? So this is why I encourage the free thinkers now. Let's get there. Let's do this and use your surfboard, jumping on that wave to do this, Uranus, Jupiter, and Earth. And I do apologize if you're in America, it's Uranus. Is it? I don't know whether something like that. Anyway, that's my energy update for today. An all-in-depth one, I might say, but it's been a long time since I've actually been on YouTube. So dissect this, let it land. I'm going to be doing another video on transformation because I've also got lots to share on that as well. But for now, if you dig, or was it, what do I say? If you dig what I do, just go and click subscribe. Oh God, I hate that. That's another thing as well. Can I just ask out of opinion, because like you're going to be able to comment at the end of this video now. I have a big problem with this, right? So this is this call to action. This is the strategy of social media. I follow people and I listen to people because I like what they're talking about. And it doesn't need a button to say, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I posted. Does that really matter to you guys? Because for me, if I like somebody, I just like them and I tune into them all the time and they just find me because like attracts like, and that's vibration. But I really do have a problem when at the end I have to say like, click subscribe. Does it matter though? Does it matter? Anyway, asking for a friend. Let me know. Oh, peace.